Hey, what's up guys? Back out here on our 68 Charger. Let the dust settle for about a week or so since we chopped off the front clip, and I'm ready to get at it again today. Went ahead and ordered the new firewall that we need for this car, and unfortunately through Summit it's back ordered through December 21st somehow. I don't know how that's possible. A month and a half to get the parts here. They're not showing as back ordered on the website, not showing back ordered on the AMD website, so I don't know where the hell they're flying to get this piece of sheet metal or how to get it made, but it's going to take a month and a half to get here, unfortunately. Still a lot of work to do between now and then. We're going to finish stripping down the remaining parts of this front clip today. Going to get the steering box off, some of the steering parts that are on here. I mean, the rest of this stuff, it's pretty much all trash. It's all going to be replaced, going to be brand new on our new front clip. Still got to get the old pieces of frame rail off of this car, one there, and we're going to start cleaning up this firewall here, take a bunch of measurements, and yeah, start getting it ready to get the new front clip on the car. We are going to lift off that upper cowl section there. Really anxious to see what the underneath or what the lower cowl portion looks like. I can already see in there it's completely packed full of most likely dirt, leaves, mouse shit, who knows what's in there. There's probably a bunch of different stuff in there. I didn't see daylight through the bottom of it and the inside of the car, so I'm hoping that yeah, I'm hoping that I don't have to swap out that lower cowl section, but if I do, I got a good one over there with that front clip. But yeah, so we're gonna jump straight into it. Got to strip this down. Again, to get the good parts off, but most importantly, to lighten this thing up. It's heavier than hell with the K-frame on there, with the steering box on there. And I need to move it out so I can get the new stuff in and keep moving forward. So. Alrighty guys, got our front clip taken out of here. Only was able to save a couple of parts off of it, to be honest with you. I kept the upper tie bar on the radiator support just because of the VIN and everything there. Was able to save a piece of the steering, some hardware, but that's pretty much it. The rest of it's all bad. K-member had rust across the bottom of it, and just overall, I think I'll be able to use it for reference, maybe with the new K-member and kind of what I'm going to do with the front suspension. It's all going to be aftermarket, most likely QA1 products, but yeah, I'll be able to use it for reference, I guess. So now we're going to start taking apart this upper cowl area here, and I'm going to do this super slow and kind of in sections. You can see here I've got it kind of traced here where I'm going to take it with the marker, but open all of this up here and just really start to kind of slowly work my way out. I can see that there's spot welds in here along the perimeter of this upper cowl, but I really want to get this this upper just kind of up and out of the way to see what the extent of the damage is on the lower cowl portion on here. So, you know, looking up here, this window channel and everything else up here, it's going to make it pretty easy. I'm going to follow the perimeter of this window channel and basically lift off this entire upper section here of the upper cowl. So, yeah, I'm going to hold off on the firewall. Still want to add in a little bit of support on the inside of it before I really open this entire thing up here in the front, but no, today we're going to try to get this upper cowl off here. So it's going to be interesting seeing what's underneath of here. You can kind of see through the fins on here. You know, there's definitely some life underneath here. There's a lot of leaves, a lot of moss, a lot of dirt, probably some more you know, remnants of the mice that were living in this car for all those years. So but let's go ahead and let's get cutting and see what we got to work with. Alrighty guys, we got this top off here, and just as I suspected, it is pretty rough. You can see, I mean, this is 3 inches deep. right there. God damn it, that stinks again. But yeah, I mean, aside from these little loops here, see another one of the VIN numbers right here on it. But this isn't too terrible. At least what I can see so far. I still got to start cutting this back. I wanted to see how far, you know, up into it that I could, so that way I just didn't touch firewall, didn't touch where the lower cowl here meets. But I'm going to get a shop vac out real quick. I'm going to suck this out and kind of see what we got to work with here. But yeah, so far what I can see is just this section right here. And I can actually, I can rebuild one of these here. But yeah, that's not too terrible. Maybe a little bit of patch up here in the corner right here where the this little channel is. You can kind of see that hole right there. But yeah, overall not terrible. Not nearly as bad as I was thinking, at least. I thought I'd have huge holes in it and have a lot of issues in here, but overall, you know, you can kind of see here this upper cowl where that little rust hole is there. Looks like I cut through a little bit too deep. I'll fill that in. Yeah, overall not too bad. So let's get this thing cleaned up, and then I will keep cutting a little bit further back until we finally get this whole upper cowl to a point where I need to start addressing the or attacking the spot welds. But yeah, let's keep going. Alrighty guys, got it all vacuumed out here. Wanted to show you what it looks like. Overall, you know, again, it's actually pretty damn solid. I keep on saying that I have to make these parts, and I keep forgetting that I have a damn donor car outside. So we'll probably, once I get the upper cowl off the other car, I'll come back in here and put these pieces in from the new one, because they're in actually really good shape from what I can tell. Across the bottom here, I was kind of trying to figure out, you know, how everything kind of lays on top of each other, because you obviously have the upper cowl, you have the lower cowl, and then you also have the firewall, which is jammed up in here too. And so this piece here was actually loose, and so I popped this off. So this loose piece being the upper cowl, you can see here, this is a lower cowl. It's in pretty good shape right there. And then the firewall actually goes to the bottom of this, and the whole thing is sandwiched together and spot welded across here. So that's how it all goes together. So that's good to know. So I will start working my way around the entire perimeter here, and we will get every piece of this that's left off of the upper cowl, and then we'll see what we're looking like here in terms of the lower cowl, especially this surface here that is obviously going to be what holds all of the welds here across the whole perimeter. Hoping it's all in pretty decent shape. If not, we may have to make some new pieces that go around here. But yeah, so we're just going to slowly start working our way around the entire thing here. Up on the top here with the window channel, you can see right here, hopefully you can see that spot weld right there. So it actually kind of comes down and it slides up and in here. So these pieces are a little bit further in. And so again, we'll just slowly work our way around here. I'm not in any rush. I have till December 21st, right? I'm still sour about having my firewall be a month and a half back ordered. Come on, Summit. Anyways, but here we go. So yeah, we'll go around here. We'll work our way all the way around this. I did save more than what I needed to here, where it kind of meets the A-pillar here. So I've got to figure out kind of where that spot is. It actually looks like, from what I can tell, that it's welded together. I'll have to go out and look at the donor card to see kind of what this all looks like and how it's put together, but to me it appears to be welded right here at the base of this A-pillar. So we'll take a look at that with our donor and kind of go from there. Across here, I can already tell, and this is kind of what I was counting on here with these pieces being solid, but this lower section here on this lower cowl portion, it does appear to be eaten away. So I will have to be really careful around this. That way I save this and we'll come up with a way to make this solid again, because these are really what I'm counting on from both sides to locate this upper cowl and potentially the entire front clip on how it, you know, however we decide to pull it off. But yeah, so I'll start working around this and start popping spot welds all the way around this. It's a long, time-consuming process, I will tell you that. So, but the biggest thing is take your time. Don't make any crazy ass cuts when you're doing this. You can really screw some stuff up really fast and cut out a lot of good metal in the process. So take your time, make sure you just go slowly across the bottom section here, but I'll let you guys kind of watch how I do this. So let's get started. Alrighty, you guys, finished up getting this upper cowl completely off here, and I wanted to show you what I'm looking at. So for the most part, the metal's in good shape. Was able to get all the spot welds all the way around here and you know, clean up this this lower cowl section here. It all came out pretty good. I also just took a simple, you know, wire wheel on my 4-inch grinder, and this is maybe like 20 seconds worth, and it all came out really nice. So I think this piece is going to clean up and do just fine. Some problem areas we got. This is probably the biggest one right here. You can see all the way around this is pretty much eaten up. So I will have to get this off of my front clip that I do have with the other car. On the other side here, much better shape. This cleaned up really nice here. Now, this is another issue I've got here. So this was actually cracked and split here, and I'm thinking that probably over the years moisture had came down the window channel here, gotten inside of this, eaten this up, and then also got down in here into the door pillar here. You can see this is pretty well torn up as well. So we will have to cut a little bit of this out. Again, this will come off the donor as well. And yeah, we'll definitely have to correct this issue here. Onto this panel right here, one thing that I did notice, and please correct me if I'm wrong, earlier I mentioned that I thought it was welded somewhere in here. So I looked at the new AMD pieces, and they look like they kind of stop right here-ish, you know, pretty much where I cut this. And I noticed that as I started grinding up into here, it kind of started to you know, turn into kind of mushy metal, if you know what I mean, I guess for lack of better words. I think this is actually leaded in. I'm pretty sure this is a lead seam, just like it is back here on the rear quarter. I think this is also filled in with lead here up front, because there's really not a point to where it stops and to where it starts. And again, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I think that this whole section here is leaded in. Couple things that I did want to kind of point out, and maybe a little bit of a change of plans. So as I was cutting this off, I realized, to be honest, what a pain in the ass it was to get it off. And also, I mean, I don't know if you guys could tell by the clip that I put before this part, but I had to take it off in about 20 pieces to get this thing out of here. The chances of me actually getting this upper cowl off the donor clip that I have in as good of condition that I want it to be is practically slim to none. I mean, yeah, I just know. So I'm pretty picky when it comes to especially exterior body. You'll see that when I get to body work on this, I'm really meticulous over that part. And I'm actually leaning towards going with a new upper cowl. Now, I mentioned earlier that I was pissed at Summit, which I still kind of am, over the December 21st due date. I think what I'm gonna do, because the firewall is $400, the upper cowl is $400, I think I'm actually gonna cancel my firewall order, and here's why. So looking at this now, you can see it does appear to be straighter. I was able to just pull this part down. Now I do have a problem area right here, okay? But again, this area here on my donor clip out there is actually in really good shape. I can cut this out, replace this, no problem. There's one other spot right here, a spot right here on the corner, but again, those parts are actually really good on the donor clip. I did take a quick wire wheel to this and started cleaning it up. It started cleaning up really nice, and to be honest with you, there's 1, 2, 3 problem areas on this thing. I think I'm actually going to leave the firewall in it, make those corrections, fix those pieces, but I think I'm actually going to divert that money and get a new upper cowl, which is in stock at Summit. So much better, gets me back on my timeline that I was thinking, and I can literally just go and pick it up, and I probably will tonight, and get that up and on here. So yeah, I think that's where we're at right now. I will probably cut the video right here, and the next video we'll do some fitting of the upper cowl that we'll go pick up. I'll also and actually I might show you real quick before we end up on this, but yeah, I will definitely strip this firewall down. We'll get this in epoxy and cleaned up. We'll also start taking off the spot welds off of here. And that's another thing, another benefit too of actually leaving this firewall on here, is that I'll be able to go off of those spot welds, and it'll basically map out exactly where the old inner fender, or this little connection piece here, was attached. That'll be huge, because obviously it's exactly the same on our donor clip that's out there. So I will have those spot welds to go off of here. But the rest of this here, because I think I mentioned earlier too, that this section of the firewall here on the donor has actually been sheet metaled over. So the center section's not good, but the bottom here on both sides is actually really good. So I will be able to fix that. So yeah, the next video we'll strip this thing down, get it in epoxy, get the upper cowl on, and yeah, gets us right back on our timeline. So real fast, I do want to show you on this front clip here, if you are thinking about doing the upper cowl, kind of what to take into consideration here. So I mentioned there's a ton of spot welds all the way around this thing, and again, the chances of me getting it off without totally dicking the whole thing up, yeah, I'm better off buying a new one. I'll just say that, okay? So this one's a little bit cleaner, and you can see the spot welds, I mean, all the way around the perimeter of this here. You'll have to take out all of these spot welds up into here. And again, here, I really do think that this is a leaded seam, because you can't really tell where it starts and stops. But what you can tell is that there is a little line here. And again, I think this is where the upper cowl stops, and this section here being leaded in. Here up in the inside, you can see the spot welds here, as you go along, and you'll have to pry those. So, again, if you've got a really good spot weld cutter, if you've got a good way to pry this up and off of here, by all means, definitely take it off. So, but yeah, we will take this piece off here on the front of this. We'll take this off very carefully all the way around, and it should match up really nicely onto our car. So yeah, I'm gonna get this front clip also off the trailer and up near the garage, so that way I can start working on this and getting this thing stripped down. But yeah, so change of plans. I was so bummed out about Summit and not being able to get those parts within a reasonable amount of time. When I saw that they would be here at Christmas, my hopes kind of went down the drain after that. So, but yeah, much more optimistic about this plan. I think it's actually a better plan. Keeps more of the original car intact. Won't have to worry about all the bracing and the shit that I was gonna have to do earlier. And all in all, I mean, aside from the little issues here on the corners, I think this piece right here is gonna clean up really nice. The inside of this window channel, really nice across there. A little bit of hammer dolly work right here where I did that with prying. But again, this all came out really nice right there. So, but that's probably gonna do it for today's video, guys. Definitely stay tuned. Again, I appreciate all the comments, all the feedback, all the tips as well. And then if you do have any other builds that you guys have done similar to this, I've had a few of you guys that have already done the front clip work similar to what I have, and I love hearing about it, love seeing the stories. So, but all right, guys, well, take care, and yeah, I'll be back probably later on this week with another video, and we'll show you what this looks like with this upper cowl. So take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time.